Green, last color. Let's do it. It's on you.
Baker's Bane Duo. 1 and a green. Squirrel Raccoon. When Baker's Bane Duo enters the battlefield, create a food token. Whenever you expend 4, Baker's Bane Duo gets +1/+1 until the end. And it's a 2/2. Weird. So I think this is definitely better in the squirrels deck because it just gives you an automatic rummage.
Yep, straight food.
Or not rummage.
Food. Forage.
Forage.
Yep.
So, and expend you can use in I think both those options. So, yeah, I like this a lot.
Yeah.
Actually.
This is like a C to C plus. If it was a +1/+1 counter, this is for sure a C plus.
Yeah. I think this is a C, but I thought initially when I started reading it, I thought it was worse.
Yeah. So expend, I'm pretty sure, is only spent casting spells, not abilities. I think they said they tested it with abilities and it was too good, which would make sense, right? With the food, it would actually be too good because that's like a 2-mana outlet.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think this is like a C, and you probably might take this C plus if you're really deep into forage, which frankly we haven't seen a huge reason for yet. So presumably it's all in green. Like green is just
Is expend a new ability?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't know.
Wait, did we see a lot of expend in red? I guess we did see a decent amount of expend in red. Wait, was that right? Okay, yep. Meat. Bark Knuckle Boxer. 1 and a green for a 3/2. Whenever you expend 4, Bark Knuckle Boxer gains indestructible until end of turn. Sure. C plus. C plus. I'm not sure this can ever get to a B minus because it is still just a 3/2. It's annoying. It's an annoying 3/2. But it's just a 3/2. I guess again, this is
anything quite like this.
It's good with combat tricks again, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
That's like kind of its thing. I don't think it gets to a B minus, but maybe.
No.
It is hilarious with that instant bite effect.
Mm-hmm.
I get no. So one thing I said, 2-mana bites in green, a common we get. We do, but they're sorceries. That red was a 2-mana bite at instant that also pumps. So that could be an insane blowout with this, right? Because like surprise indestructible, blow up one thing, also the thing that's blocking me.
I played a 2/2.
Yeah, exactly.
You surely don't think I have anything to blow you out, right?
Yeah. So I mean, if you have that, this is gonna do some probably B minus level stuff. Specifically that other bite card, but we're talking about stringing uncommons together here, which is possible. May your bark be worse than your bite. That's fun. Well, that's almost suggesting you play this with the bite. Is that too on the nose? May your bark be worse than your bite effect. Yeah, pretty good. C plus floor with maybe a B minus. Enough. If we see another instant bite effect, watch out. Or even a sorcery bite effect would be pretty cracked with that.
Yeah.
Oh, take this one. Look at him. It's a
Bramble Guard Veteran.
Big analyzer.
1 and 2 green. Raccoon Warrior. 3/4. When you expend 4, raccoons you control get +1/+1 and gain vigilance. Whoa.
The old 4/5 vigilance for 3.
4/5 vigilance for 3.
Oh.
So this card is very strong. Is it a B minus?
It's a fantastic blocker as well.
In raccoons, obviously. You have to be in red green raccoons for this to be it.
Thank God that trample haste thing wasn't a raccoon. It was an elemental boar, because that would be silly.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
I'll play this 6/6, or I guess it doesn't actually hit it because it expends on cast. Never mind. Yeah. So I still wouldn't hit it, but yeah, I think this is
cost 5. It would do it automatically.
It wouldn't, because expend
the boar.
Expend, it would not hit the boar, even if the boar was a raccoon, because expend triggers on cast, which means it goes on the stack before the spell does.
Oh, so it already has to be on the battlefield. Is what you're
It
saying?
already has to be on the battlefield, correct?
Okay, okay.
So it'll hit itself and any other raccoons, but if you drop a 4-drop raccoon next turn, it will not hit that raccoon. Not that you really care unless it were to have haste.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. But this is at least a B minus, if not just a solid B. It's a 3/4 for 3. That's better, much better.
Very good.
Yeah, this is a B. I'm just gonna say B.
Okay.
It blocks everything under the sun.
Yeah, it's got a huge butt.
Yeah. So this feels like combat trick doc set, honestly. So many 1-drop combat tricks that cantrip, really trying to push them, which I guess that's always the case with Valiant / Heroic anyway. This is you, right?
No, it's you.
Bushy Bodyguard. 1 and a green for a Squirrel Warrior. Adorable. It's a 2/1 with Offspring 2. Whenever this creature enters, you may forage. If you do, put 2 1/1 counters on it. I was about ready to see some forage. I feel like we really haven't seen forage at all. Like, did black forage? I don't really recall it foraging.
A little bit. A little bit.
So
We just haven't seen it because we haven't seen black in a minute.
But this is a wild forge payoff. If you have the ability to forge twice on turn 4 somehow, which you can do, we have seen 2/2 drops that just make a food for free. Now the black green one and then just the mono green one.
Yeah, getting a 4/3
And a 3/3
and a 3/3.
for 4 mana.
That's pretty dumb.
Yeah, that's outrageous. Just on its face. So the absolute fail case is a 2/1 for 2, which is like a D plus. And then the upside is like a B plus, borderline A minus. So we said we haven't seen much forage, but this is highly desirous of all the 2-drops that make foods that you can find.
Too good.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, getting 2 foods on turn 4 is pretty Yahtzee-like from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, sure.
But there could be more green stuff that makes it more reasonable. If there's one more thing that shits out a food that's a 2-drop or 3-drop that is already pretty good, then this might be too good. Because if you can consistently turn 4, get a 4/3 and a 3/3, that's dumb. That should not be allowed.
Entirely too much.
So yeah, it's like a B plus if you can do that. And if you can normally only get 1 forage, this is still a 4/3 for 2. You know, I'm not offspringing. So that's the other thing. You never offspring if you can't forage twice, right? There's really no reason to. Right. I guess you could make a 2/1 and a 3/3 if you literally can do nothing else with the mana, right? 1 forage, you don't forage this one, you just forage the offspring. Which is kind of weird flavor-wise. I guess the dad's bodyguarding for the big son or daughter. So if you can forge 0, this is a D. If you can forge 1, this is like a C plus to B minus. If you can forge 2, it's a B plus to A minus.
Yeah, which is insane. For common.
Seems good.
Cash grab.
Oh,
green.
This is forged 2 by itself, by the way. Sorry, go ahead.
Mill 4 cards. You may put a permanent card from among the cards milled this way into your hand.
Mm-hmm.
It says, it doesn't say non-land permanent, so it would be really hard to miss.
Yeah, you can't. You basically can't miss.
You basically can't miss.
You can't miss. In green, you can't miss.
Yeah. If you control a squirrel or return a squirrel card to your hand this way, create a food.
Yeah. This card's cracked.
Oh my god. This card is...
More puns.
Unironically, cracked.
Cracked. And it's an instant, too, just for good measure. It didn't have to be an instant, but, like, why not? Trigger prowess or something with it. I don't know. I'm not sure why they made an instant. They wanted to push it into constructed? I don't know.
Yeah. It'd be hard for this card to be better than a C+, but do you think it is?
No, I think it's probably a C+. I think even a C+ might be stretching it a little bit. It's a C+ in Forge decks.
Yeah, I just think it's... Yeah, exactly. If you're in
green and Threshold.
I think it's like...
And Threshold.
Yeah, but only... Yeah, sure.
It's putting 3 in. It's putting 3 in. So you're card neutral to fill your graveyard with 3s and maybe make a
like you
food.
said.
Yeah, and maybe make a food. The food isn't guaranteed.
Yeah.
So it's at least 1 forage, card neutral at instant speed. Yeah. I'll say the floor on it's pretty high too. Like it's probably a C at worst.
Yeah.
Just in anything that's green. And it could, yeah, maybe it's B. You have to be really heavy in foraging and squirrels for it to be play like a B minus. I think it's probably its ceiling is a C plus, but I love it.
Yeah, I quite like it.
Cliff Top Lookout, 2 and a green for a Frog Scout, 1/2 with reach. It better do something. When it enters, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land. That would have been my guess. Put it into the battlefield tapped, and the rest on your bottom. Oh, it doesn't put them in your graveyard. Oh, they wanted to do it, and they wimped out. They wimped out. They wanted to stick them all in the graveyard, and they wimped out. Yeah. So the desert guy. This is not. This does not get your desert, which pings them, which commits a crime, and then also grows the thing. This is just a 1/2 that gets a land tapped. That being said, it's still like a C. It's still like a C plus. It's not like a B plus like the desert guy was, but it's like a C plus, right?
You can also blink it.
You can blink it. That's true. That is actually relevant. But it does cost 3, and it's a 1/2 reach for 30. It does accelerate you. I still think it's just a C plus. Maybe if you're heavy in blink or something, if you're in the Dream Grindy Frog Simic deck, that's somehow not bad in this meta. Somehow not bad. Then maybe it's a B minus. But better you than me.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead.
Curious Forager, 2 and a green. Squirrel Druid, 3/2. When Curious Forager enters the battlefield, you may forage. When you do, return target permanent from the graveyard to your hand. Yeah. I mean, I want one of these in my deck for sure. C plus. Just automatically returns something from the graveyard to your hand.
If you forage.
This on turn 3.
If you forage.
Yeah, but like this is not from turn 3 or it's probably turn 5, 6 when something's already died.
I'll tell you, it feels monumentally bad if your opponent on 2 plays that other card that mills 4 and gets back this, because then they for sure have 2 forages.
Yeah.
They're like, blow up the food, get back a land or another creature, and then you're just like, what? And then they're actually blue-green blink, and they can blink it and forage again.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, this is the ultimate forage build around, right? Like, this is Eternal Witness, but better.
Yes.
Was Eternal Witness was a 2/1. It was a 2/1 that did this without requiring forage. So if you can very easily forage, this is just objectively better Eternal Witness. Because Eternal Witness was also double green. And that card was silly. And this is just as blinkable.
Yes.
So yeah, this is like a build around B to B plus, right?
Yeah, this card's well, I said C plus to B minus, but I mean this card is very good.
Yeah. What did you say? B to what?
I said C plus to B minus.
C plus to B minus? I think it's better than that.
You have to be completely around foraging.
I think
well into foraging.
No, I mean typically you just need to forage once. If you forage once, this card's ridiculous. It's a 3/2 that draws a card for 3, which is very good.
And like you said, you could play this in green blue.
That's what I mean by build around.
Enough in the game.
I think it's B to B plus if you can consistently blink this thing, and you're doing the forage thing. But now, like that is the Simic Dream. This is the Simic Dream.
Yes.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a C plus as its floor. Because even in the late, like, you just play this late game when you can naturally forage and get back your best creature. I mean, it's just a better Gravedigger at that point. So yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe the 4 of this is a B minus. I don't know. It's good. It's a good card. All right, Druid of the Spade, 2 and a green for a 2/3 Rabbit Druid. As long as you control a token, it gets +2/+0 and trample. So a 4/3 trample for 3? Conditionally? This is an interesting one.
Weird.
So green-white, this almost always is a 4/3, right?
Yes.
Even if not on turn 4, surely by turn 5.
If you're in a rabbit deck, you have a token.
Yeah. And there's also a pretty decent amount of offspring in... Like, there's some cards that are so generically powerful. Like, I keep going back to that Goblin Wizard, like, offspring thing. But, like, I don't even need to be in the spells deck to play that. I'm playing that in red-green, because that card's just... It's a 2/2 for 2, first of all. Like, that was its fail case, it's just Goblin Wizards. But, like, just the tokens, energies, go wide's energy, play removal spell, ping your opponent for 2 if I offspringed it. Like, that card's just so absurdly strong that, it's... sides energy with this makes it even better. So yeah, this is... Would you say this is a C plus? Is it a C plus in green? Yeah, or green white?
Yeah, it's a C plus in green white. I think that's its ceiling.
Okay.
I mean, 4/3s I don't feel as broken in the set.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Ceiling C plus, probably like a C. Obviously, if you don't really have a lot of way to make tokens, you just don't play the card.
Yeah.
All right, you're good.
Galewind Moose, 4 and double green. Absurd. Elemental Elk, also a Calamity Beast, 6/6, has Flash, Vigilance, Reach, Trample.
That's a calamity for your opponent.
That is a calamity.
So
I mean, it's silly.
So you can never attack into 6 open mana in a green deck, unless you have an answer for this.
How do you deal with this in this set?
You
Me in black?
You have instant speed removal.
But except for the 1 red spell that did 6, like...
It's a 6. I mean, you can get there with, like, again, the thing that Valiance and gets first strike. You can combat trick it, I guess.
This is absurd.
Can get you there. Yeah. Yeah, this is
in this set specifically, it's absurd.
This is one of the best, again, vanilla, like we said now several times, one of the best vanilla creature uncommons ever. Again, compare this, the Visidrix check, a 6/6 vanilla for 7 and a blue, was a rare in 7th edition, in 6th edition. And so this is 1 mana less, but also has Flash, Vigilance, Reach, and Trample.
Nearly.
Yeah. This is a B to B plus.
Yeah.
Okay. Real good. Yeah, and again, play it on 5 and see what happens. Nate, play it on 4. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's ramp on. Let's ramp on 2. Ramp on 3 with that 1/2 reach guy, and then this on 4. Sure.
Why not?
Sure. All right. Is this me? Hazard Root Herbalist. 2 and a green for a 1/4. Whenever you attack, target creature you control gains +1/+0 until end of turn. If that creature is a token, it also gains Death Touch until end of turn. Whenever you attack. So it doesn't have to attack.
No.
It's just... It's making your turn 2 attack better. Or, like, you play this on 3 before you attack, obviously. It's already giving your 2-drop +1/+0.
This with that pay 3, make 3 1/1 tokens?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking of it too with the Carrot Cake. Because a carrot cake can do the 1/1
So the
on
carrot cake.
1/1 on
Yeah.
2, and then this makes it a 2/1 death touch on 3.
That's annoying.
Yeah, this thing's a pain in the ass. But it is so unaggressive itself, right? It's like kind of at odds with what's going on. It's good with flyers. Weirdly. It's weirdly really good with flyers.
Yeah.
There is some blue flyers, so like maybe you like Simic. Just play this.
Yeah.
Oh, this card's weird.
None of the. Yeah. I mean,
It makes
I
tokens
think it's a
have
good
death
blocker
touch.
though.
Yeah,
Just
but
leave this back. You're not trying to attack with this.
it's a good blocker that's weirdly aggressive.
Yeah.
I feel weird on my insides about this one.
It's for green white. It's strictly for green
Is
white.
it? I'm not sure it is strictly for green white.
It is for me.
It is for you. Okay. It can give itself +2/+0. Little 2/4 attacking. For 3, not the worst.
Yeah.
It is it's a rabbit. For some reason I thought it was an otter.
Rabbit. Yeah.
Looking at it. So what do you? I think this is like a C+.
I think it's a C.
Yeah, weird card. Interesting to see how it turns out.
It's a C+ in green white. That's it.
All right, this one's you.
Heaped Harvest. 2 and a green, artifact food. Whenever Heaped Harvest enters and when you sacrifice it, you may search your library for a basic land card. Put it onto the battlefield tab, then shuffle. Sacrifice Heaped Harvest, gain 3 life.
Yep.
Interesting.
So
it's acceleration that then you can sack for forage.
Forage. Yeah. It's a worse rampant growth that you can forage.
Yeah.
But that's what we said about like that other. Remember we said if there's another thing that was 2 or 3 that basically ships out a
forage, a free forage.
A free forage. and ironically, I'm pretty sure with the way that forage goes, since forage is a cost, you could get this back with that rabbit. Sack this to the forage with the foraging rabbit. Target this. Squirrel. Yeah. Squirrel. Target this and get it back.
Yeah.
I still think this is just like a C, though. I mean, we haven't seen too many expensive stuff, to be honest. We've seen
there's not been.
Bombs at 6.
That's why that moose is so good.
Have we seen that many mana sinks even? I feel like we've seen blue-green feels like it's trying to use infinite mana with like its dirtily blink draw stuff.
With blinking bullshit.
So yeah, I don't know. If the format's really slow, this is better. Are you playing this in a heavy forage deck? Probably. You're probably playing one of these, but you're not like thrilled about it. It's like a C.
I think it's a C.
All right.
A 1-up C.
Yeah, a 1-up C.
And then an F.
High Stride. This one's me, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, High Stride. 1 green instant. We've seen this so many times. +1/+3 and gains reach. Untap it. This is always basically never playable. Very rarely is this playable. There is Valiant. There are some decent flyers. I'm still always starting this at a D.
I'm not playing this. I refuse.
All right. Oh, you get a cool one. Oh, this one's cool.
Spine Wolverine. 3 and double green. Elemental Wolverine. 5/4. When Hive Spine Wolverine enters, choose 1. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. It fights a target creature. Creature token. And destroy target artifact or enchantment.
Yeah. Again with the flavor of eating the young.
Is this a B?
Yeah. Its downside, it's a 6/5 for 5. That's like its worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Everything else
Worst
is
case
it just
scenario, it's a 6/5.
everything else is it just 0 for 1/0 opponents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a B. Borderline B+, honestly.
And it's huge for this set, so like.
Yeah, I mean,
imagine things into it.
Imagine like kind of like you went first, and they did one of those like really good 4-drop offspring plays that they're feeling great about, like Goblin Wizard or one of the other ones,
and
you're just like 5/4, eat one of them, which isn't broken because they did something broken, but you completely negated their broken thing, leaving them with a pretty bad last turn retroactively, and something they have to deal with. So, yeah, this is just a solid B, I think, borderline B plus.
Beating.
Honored Dray Leader. Look at this squirrel, my goodness.
Yeah, this squirrel fucks.
2 and a green for a Squirrel Warrior. 1/1. Trample. When it enters, put a 1/1 counter on it for each other squirrel and or food you control. Counters. When another squirrel or food token you control enters, it gets a 1/1 counter. Oh. So no matter what, a 1/1 counter for squirrels and foods.
Huh.
So it basically has like the XX for squirrels and foods, but they're counters.
Yeah.
And even if they go away, it keeps the counters.
On ETB and then whenever you play anymore. This card is dumb. This card gets 2 1/1 counters with the card that creates a food when it ETBs and dies. Just when you play it. And the food being created.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, with Carrot Cake. I mean, Carrot Cake is the absolute most broken thing with this. Because you play Carrot Cake on 2, and then this is a 3/3 for 3.
Rabbit.
Oh, it makes rabbits, so it's still just a 2/2. Wait, which one were you talking about?
I'm talking about the squirrel that makes a food when it ETBs and then when it dies.
Oh, the black one. Yeah, the green-black one. Yeah.
Squirrels are green-black.
That's the best. Yeah, you're right. It's still fine with Carrot Cake, honestly, but
it's still fine with Carrot Cake.
You're right. The black
the food from the last one.
What was the 2-drop that made a food in this? The common 2-drop? Was it a squirrel? We should have noted that. Not Cash Grab.
This?
No, not Cash Grab. Remember, there's that green common. It was just a 2/2 for 2 that makes a food on ETB.
We were in green.
I know. It was like one of the first ones. It is a squirrel raccoon.
Oh, it's a squirrel raccoon. Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yeah, that's good.
So it also just makes a 3/3 for 3 with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this card is dumb.
Yeah, I think that's pretty broken. Now that we've seen. I mean, that's a common. So the common, not the uncommon, where I exactly have black green, would make me think this is broken because that's pretty Yahtzee. But
if I have 2 of these in my squirrel deck,
the common,
all the squirrels, I'm gonna get 7 wins.
Yeah, it's good.
You can't tell me nothing.
It's good. The fact that it's counters is good.
As trample.
It's good. I'm just saying, like, it's a 1/1 for 3. So, like, if you have not done, see, here's the thing. You just experienced this in the last. I don't remember what. Remember, you were high on something that was similar to this, and I was like, a lot of the times, remember the thing that you could, like, suspend that got counters equal to the number of creatures you had in play? Remember, you could, like...
Oh.
You could in Thunder's Junction, and you were, like, really high on it, and I was like, it's actually not good.
That card was bad.
It's actually not good.
That card, in hindsight, was also bad.
But that was any creature, and you could even spend no mana the turn that you played it, because you could plot it.
The problem with that is, if you got board wiped, or you had nothing on the battlefield, you could not play that card.
That's true.
This card you can play and still
get bigger. Yeah, it's certainly better than that card. I'm just trying to talk you back from broken.
Infinitely better than that card.
It is better than that card. But you're not happy about paying 3 mana for a 1/1 trample, which was what your example
Absolutely not.
was.
Absolutely not. And it still is yet so much better.
But I think specifically because of that common. Again, if that squirrel raccoon common didn't exist, I'm much lower on that card. But that card was already really good, I think. With this card, it's outrageous.
Several good black cards also that are squirrels and green black cards.
Yeah, sure. This is probably like a B, a build around B. I'm not quite ready to go B plus because it doesn't get you card advantage.
Yeah.
It's probably closer to a B minus, honestly. But if you don't have a bunch of squirrels, it's probably not playable if you're not doing the thing.
No. If you're not in squirrels and food, this is
This is the most ridiculous class, and I think it's me, right?
Yes.
Hunter's Talon, 1 in a green. When it enters, target creature you control deals damage to its power to target creature you don't control. That's right, it's a bite. It's just a bite for 2. Sorcery.
Sorcery.
But then there's more value. For 1 and a green, whenever you attack, target attacking creature gains +1/+0 and trample until end of turn. Sure, I've already got a whole card out of it, so why not just perpetually pressure my opponent into oblivion?
It's green, but it triggers Valiant.
That's true. It does trigger Valiant. That's relevant. Because the hybrid card was 1... It was 3 red white.
Yeah, just that.
So it can be red green.
Striker.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's easy in red green and green white. And so I don't see them living much past, honestly, level 2, but let's see what level 3 is. 3 and a green, beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, you draw a card. Why not? So if they somehow haven't died from level 1 and level 2, level 3 just guarantees that they're going to lose because they're probably not going over the top of you, and now you're just drawing an extra card every turn. So this is like a B+, right? This is a B+.
Yeah, this is so good.
So if we stacked it up...
This card makes all the other classes look like a fucking joke.
Yeah. So like just the bite is like a C+. Just the sorcery bite is C+.
Yeah.
Then with the first level it's like B-. And then with the second level it's like B+. Or the third level. Yeah. So like, or are we getting more? Is this a bite that turns into a fight? Let's see. That's my guess. You're good.
1 green, long stock brawl. Gift a fish. Choose target creature you control, and that target creature you don't control. Put a 1/1 counter on the creature you control. If the gift was promised, then those creatures fight each other.
So it doesn't turn into a bite.
It is a fight.
It's a fight.
But you get a permanent counter.
Counter if you give them a fish, which you're probably always doing that.
You're always doing that. I'm doing it.
Yeah, this card's great. It's a 1 mana fight. Huh?
C+?
I think it's better.
B-?
Yeah, I think it's a B-, maybe even a B.
Really?
Yeah.
I would never have above B-, but...
So the reason this is particularly crazy is it breaks parity so hard.
It's a sorcery.
But it's 1 mana. So it breaks parity so hard because if they have a blocker, basically this says I pay 1 mana to kill your only blocker, and I'm hitting you for like 5.
Yeah.
Because you don't have another blocker. So I just got through 5 damage and killed your creature for 1 mana. That's too much.
And I gave you a 1/1 that you cannot win with.
Yeah, and, by the way, and I also have like a 5/5 in play now. You know, like my 4-drop completely destroys your 4-drop. The stupid 1/1's tapped, so I'm still getting through 5 damage. And I have a 5/5, and I ate your 4-drop, and you have a stupid 1/1. So yeah, I think this is like a B. I think this is probably the best green common, honestly.
Yeah, I believe that.
Like, just 1 mana fights have been historically good, and this is really pushed. And the art's amazing. Look, it's a big stalk of broccoli. This little rabbit has taken upon itself.
Oh yeah.
Which takes a lot of self-control. You know he wanted to eat the shit out of that.
Actually, I don't think it's broccoli. I think it's...
It is broccoli, look. Oh, no, you're...
No, it's rhubarb.
It's rhubarb. He still wanted to nibble it. Right, you're good.
Overprotect. 1 in a green, instant. Target creature you control gets +3/+3 and gains trample, hexproof, and indestructible. What the hell?
Why? Why are we doing this? Why is this a thing? We don't need to do this. No one asked for this.
Day and age in Magic.
The year of our Lord 2024. What they were?
Lord have mercy.
Oh, what's that stupid card I was talking about before? The silk. What's the protection spell that we were just talking about that was broken?
Oh, Gaia's Gift.
Yeah, Gaia's Gift or whatever. Or no, it's not Gaia's Gift. Whatever. For 1 more mana, it's just
Tameo Safekeeping.
Completely broken. Is this the best combat trick ever? Is this better than Giant Growth? This is probably better than Giant Growth.
Indestructible.
This is... Do not like. Do not like.
This set is going to be really weird to play limited. You're just going to have to be worried.
This loses the game for your opponent in so many different potential ways.
Yeah.
This is just the most blowout for 2 mana. Yeah, overprotect. Overcrept is what it should be called. That is a frightening frog. Man.
Blore. Blore is his name.
Blore. Good Blore is what you got. Blore save us. I mean, what
Blore have mercy.
This is a B? This is a B plus? Somehow?
I think it can't be a plus, but
is it a B?
It might.
Am I too high on this? Is it a B minus? I don't know.
It's just very good. It's just very good.
Whatever. I hate it. Hate out of 10. B minus. Right. Patchwork Formation. 1 and a green for an instant and uncommon.
You know what? Wait. That card is for sure a B, because the fact that it gives indestructible, you're using it in response to them pumping their things to probably kill you when you're attacking, or they are attacking, and it just says no.
It does everything. Your only hope is to bait them into needing to use this when you have an instant kill spell up. That's it. It's your only hope. And then sometimes they'll have 2 of these, and it will be truly hilarious.
Yeah.
Paw Patch, and we said this was like combat trick dot set, right? Several cards we have been like, this is good with combat tricks. This is good with combat tricks. And they're like, what about the best combat trick ever? Also, there's an instant bite effect we put in red.
Thank God this is not in red or white.
Silly. Paw Patch Formation, 1 and a green for an instant. Uncommon, choose 1, destroy a creature with flying, destroy an enchantment, draw a card, make a food. To push this firmly out of the sideboard and directly into playability.
I hated everything I heard.
Yeah.
And
this is great.
It's just very good.
This is great.
It works well towards expend. It works well towards forage.
This is a strong C plus. Maybe this is just a B minus, because it cycles very effectively, leaving back literal useful material that we see can effectively draw a card with another uncommon, basically. But then can also just super tempo a flyer or eat a really good, class or something. It doesn't really work in the green class because the bite... It doesn't work against the green class because the bite will still happen. But it's still better than letting them draw a card every turn, I guess. Yeah. Like C plus B minus, right?
There is a lot of flyers in this set.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. C plus B minus. It's like the top 2 things are rarely relevant, but you're getting them at such a low cost that I'm down.
Yeah. If one of the costs is just free almost all the time. And
honestly, even against aggro, it's not that bad. Like, it's 2 mana, do nothing kind of, but like game 3 life can be the difference in aggro if you're looking to stabilize and you're like red-green. Yeah. So, that's good. Oh, it's you. You get all the gifts.
Gearless Recycling. 1 and a green. Instant. Gift a card. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. If the gift was promised, instead return 2 target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand.
Wait, what? It's an instant regrowth, but only can hit permanents. You let them draw to get 2?
To return 2.
But it's still just 2 mana? At instant speed?
Yeah.
So this is good. How good is this? Is this really good?
I mean, you're giving him a card.
You're not necessarily... I mean, but just 2 mana instant get, like, Gravedigger... But it's any permanent. So, like, You can get a land. You could get enchantments if you mill, like if you mill that green enchantment accidentally because you're playing a decent bit of mill here in green.
Sure.
You like fetch that sucker back. You're always fetching that thing back. And I could see you giving them a card. Like if you have something really good that died.
Oh, I can see them. I can see you giving them a card. I'm not saying that you're not giving, but
Yeah, I don't know how good this is. I'm guessing this is like a B minus though.
I was gonna say C plus. I agree that it's good. I don't think it's that good. It's just always card.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess we haven't seen that much green mill yet, or black mill. We've seen some,
A little bit. Not
but
much.
but like it's much better than just draw a card, right? So like obviously a one in a green instant draw card would be bad,
Yeah.
but the more mill that you have, the amount of card selection that this ends up becoming is just ludicrous.
Yeah, of course.
And the fact that it's effectively a draw two from, because you can also like the fact that it's draw two, but at instant speed is almost more broken because yeah they get a card, but in limited the chances of that card being an instant is like really low, right? So like late game, I mean it's really good that it has to be permanence because you can't like get back a creature in a removal spell, like that would be broken.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh, but in black there is that creature that is also a removal spell.
pseudo. I mean, you have to deal damage.
No, the minus X one, where X is the number of
Oh,
creatures
yeah,
in play.
yeah. Think about the one if damage was dealt. The skunk.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. You're probably right. It could even be like a C to C plus, but it's pushed in an interesting direction. So I'm definitely gonna try it. I like it. Potty Wallop, 3 and a green, instant. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each frog you control. Target creature you control deals damage equal to twice its power to target creature you don't control. A double bite. They, like you said earlier, they've been playing around with the bites, right? They've done 2 bite 1, 1 bite 2, 1 fight 2, and now we have 1 bite 1 twice.
Yeah.
Over the last several sets. I mean, this card is ridiculous in Simic, right? Like, this is ridiculous
Yes.
in Simic. This could cost 2. And remember, this is an instant speed bite.
This could cost 1.
It could cost 1, yeah, but I'd say it's more likely to cost 2. This would be really silly in the Spellslinger deck. Like with Prowess, if you could somehow
Oh my.
get green in there or something, do some teamer stuff, but
Also, can we just acknowledge we'll see who croaks first?
yeah, it's me now. Ooh, I'm croaking.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is a C plus probably. Because
I think this card is good.
at 4, this is like a C, right? It's conditional removal that puts you at risk of your creature getting blown out. So it's like a C or C. It's probably a C minus at 4.
Really low it. Really low. In green.
So what? At two mana.
Like green red. Green red.
At 2 mana, this is like borderline B minus, right? At 3 mana, it's just I feel like the gap between 2 and 3 mana is huge. At 3 mana, I'm not even really enthused about this because the reason these effects getting cheaper and being instant is very important is because it prevents your likelihood of being blown out, right? Like this being 1 mana at instant speed, you're almost never getting blown out because you can time it so precisely where they don't have the ability to kill the creature, right?
Sure.
But like this being 3, having to hold open 3 mana to do this is like much more of a signal that you're sending, dramatically increases your chances of being blown out. So again, at 2 though, it's a very strong C plus to B minus. Interesting card. Frogs out of 10. You're good.
Rust Shield Rampager. 3 and a green for a Raccoon Warrior 4/4. Offspring 2. This creature can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less.
White hates to see this one.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That's
So-
an aggro counter.
Yeah, it's an interesting counter.
Prowess also is not thrilled about this. I mean, how much? I don't think we care about the offspring almost at all here. It's just a 4/4 for 4
Yeah.
that's difficult to
Yeah.
block effectively.
Honestly, weird that they put Offspring on it.
Hard for flyers to block. I guess the idea is like the 1/1 is almost unblockable if you're going wide. It kind of makes it a little better in green-white. Just that slight upside, I guess.
The weird thing about this one to me is like if you're playing, like the whole point is like generally you're going to be back sea. You're not driving for a while, so this has to stay back and just block. So like that's almost irrelevant text.
It's a 4/4
Not
for 4.
text.
It's a 4/4 for 4. It's pretty good. It's really good with that stupid pump spell because they can't even like chump block it with small stuff. So
No.
you're much likely. The fact that they can't chump block it with small stuff, I mean, it kind of makes combat tricks better. It makes their blocks more obvious, like more projected, how they have to block it.
Yeah.
It's still just. I don't think it's quite a C plus though. It's still probably just a C though, right?
Yeah, I think it's C.
Sticky Tongue Sentinel. 3/3 reach for 3. That's something people are not going to like to see. When it enters, return up to 1 target permanent you control to its owner's hand. C plus. Where's the downside?
Yeah, where's the you're also blinking this?
You can, yeah. I mean, you could just blink the thing that would give you the ETB instead. Because this would just end up making you spend more mana, but there could be reasons. Like if they enchant something of yours. Which there's only one thing we've seen do that, and it was blue and not very good. Yeah, this is still just like a C+. I mean, I'm just playing a 3/3 reach for 3. Like, good luck flyers. Marginal blink upside. Alright, here we go.
Stocking the Pantry.
Amazing art. Amazing.
Whenever you put one or more 1/1 counters on a creature you control, put a supply counter on Stocking the Pantry. Remove a supply counter from Stocking the Pantry card.
Okay, hear me out. +1/+1 counter thing. Here it is, Gabe. Here's the +1/+1 counter payoff. This is it.
I mean, this is a payoff. So, for Commander.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
Yeah. It is one or more, though. So, you don't get, like, all... So, for instance, if you play that Squirrel Commander guy, when it ETBs, if it gets, like, 4 1/1 counters, you don't get 4 counters on this.
Sure, but also, in Commander, you have multiple enchantments that are, like, increasing the amount of 1/1s they each trigger individually. Correct?
Yeah. There are several things that do the individual triggers. But it's still just 2 mana to draw a card. Anyway, let's talk about Unlimited. Is this at all playable in Limited?
No.
We've seen the Bite effect adds a 1/1 counter. That Squirrel
There's been very few permanent 1/1 counters.
can get counters. Flyers weirdly can do it.
Yeah, it's mostly flyers that I've seen that like could do it consistently more than like on cast.
The blue spell can do it with the prowess guy.
Right, the blue spell.
The blue spell. Green blue.
I think honestly the home for this might be in Simic.
Yeah, Simic. There's also the Spellgorger Weird, which actually works with this. Because like this will come into play, trigger the Spellgorger Weird. That's like one blue, I guess if you're in this deck, right? And then it'll immediately get the 1/1 counter, and you get a supply counter on this. Yeah. Oh wait, no, it wasn't ETB. Was it ETB? Yeah, it is ETB, so it does work. Yeah, I actually specifically in Simic, I think, and maybe even green white. I think there was enough 1/1 counter stuff in green white.
Like 1 or 2. There was for sure at least
one. Our roles have flipped. You're supposed to be on the there's 1/1 counters energy everywhere.
I would love to say there is.
So super build around C+, but you probably shouldn't play this. No, if you have 8 ways to make 1/1 counters, because all you have to do,
never have.
You only have to draw 1 card from this to feel okay about it. Yeah, it's not very good. All right, this is me, Sun Shower Druid. Look at him. Oh, we talked about this, so I'm gonna keep my hands like this. A 1 mana 0/2 Frog Druid. When it enters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature and you gain a life. This is a 1/3 gain a life for 1.
Blinkable. That's
For
blinkable.
1. That is blinkable. Have we ever seen a 1/3 for 1? Period? Period.
No.
This is substantially better. This is substantially better. This is substantially better. So isn't this better than a 1/1 for 1 that makes a counter, which we've also never seen? We see 1/1s for 2 that get a counter on something. This is, I think this is better than a 1/1 for 1 that puts a counter on something, which is a 2/2 for 1. So this, my argument is, this is
not long ago that we got the 0/2 for 2 that, or maybe it was a 0/2 for 1 that you could put a counter on something and then sack it to draw a card, the backup black card.
Wasn't that 2? I'm pretty sure that cost 2.
Yeah, for 2.
For 2, yeah.
It was 1 or 2. It was 1 or 2.
Yeah, I remember that card was pretty good. Yeah, this card just seems crazy. Like, I think it's like Pauper playable. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe I'm way over evaluating this card. This card seems absolutely ridiculous to me.
I think this card is ridiculous and limited.
It single-handedly like stops aggro, or it slows it down.
Yeah, it's a huge butt for 1.
It's a 1/3.
And then you can block or bounce it to just distribute counters across your
Keep
board.
gaining life. Here's your 1/1 counters energy. Like, let's talk about it.
Yeah, by itself.
I think this is
common.
I think
it's
this
common.
Yeah, I think this is a C+.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
right.
even better. I don't know. It seems really good.
I think it could be better.
Seems really good. Let us know. Let us know.
Yeah. Oh.
Well,
How about it?
I told you we were going to get more of these. All right, it's your go.
3-tree Root Weaver, 1 and a green.
Yep.
Tap for 1 mana of any color.
1/3. Love it. C+.
Yeah, C+.
C+.
Also, it being a 1/3 is interesting.
Yeah, I like it.
A lot of times they're not 1/3s, they're 2/2s or 1/1s.
It's just how ridiculous that snake is, right? Because it's a 1/4 for 2. The one from Modern Horizons, the rare.
That is so dumb. That card is so dumb.
1/4 for 2, tap for 4. Oh wait, you killed me. Now I'm a 4/4 that taps for 4.
Kyle, for viewers, the person I often play in stores with for pre-release and any other limited, has gotten that in 3 of his drafts.
Yeah, I've used it twice in
3.
limited. It's so good.
3.
Is Kyle excited for Bloomburrow?
Same.
You guys gonna do all the pre-releases?
Oh, he unbridled happiness.
That's good. I'm gonna be traveling, so hopefully I can make some of them. All right. 3-tree Scribe, 1 and a green. Whenever it or another creature you control leaves the battlefield without dying, so blinking or returning, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Now the 1/1 counters are coming. This is a 2/3 for 2. That's just cranking them out.
Yeah.
Well, this seems great. What is this, a B?
Yes.
B minus? It's target creatures, so it can target itself. So you play like the fleet. I mean, the dream is, right, is like this guy on 2, on 3, the 1/1 that draws a card, and then the blue spell that blinks it and draws a card. So you're like 3 mana, draw 3, get a 1/1 counter out of it and a 1/1.
This is absurd. This makes this Simic, like the last 2 cards in this Simic bounce deck are.
Oh, they're trying. Let's see if we get there. It's been so bad for so long. So yeah, I think this is like a build around B, and its downside is a C+. Like, it's just strong as hell.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sad when you like draft this and don't get any blue, and you like put it in your red green deck, and you're like, whatever. It's a 2/3 for 2. I have to play it anyway. All right, I'll take this one because you're looking around.
Honestly, will be very upsetting.
Tree Guard Duo, 3 and a green for a 3/4 frog rabbit. When it enters until end of turn, target creature you control gets vigilance and +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures you control. What? It's a 3/4 for 4 that gives like +3/+3 in vigilance on ETB. Why is that fair?
That's weird. I mean, this is obviously for the rabbits deck.
It's just good in
I
any
mean,
green
it could
deck.
be for the
It's fine in
yeah, it
green,
could be
right?
for the frog too.
It weirdly is not very good with ramp, right? Like this isn't.
Raccoons. Yeah.
It's not what you're slamming on turn 4 after like the turn 2. You don't ramp into this. It's good with blinking.
It's good with blinking.
It's good with
Oh,
blinking.
this is green blue
This
and
is
green white.
this is ridiculous.
I mean, it has a
With
rabbit
with
and a
the
frog for a reason.
instant speed blink is because it makes this a combat trick.
Yes.
Whew. It does remove it
Yeah,
from combat, which you're
I'm
probably
surprised.
not thrilled about.
I'm surprised that this doesn't work, or sorry, doesn't say when you attack.
It's just enters.
I know. I'm saying this seems much better than these other ones at common.
I mean, if it was when you attack, it would happen every turn. That would be completely
Duos.
outrageous. Unless you're saying it should say when you,
Yeah.
if this is the turn you play it, when you attack. If it just said when you attack, this would be completely
It just makes
ridiculous.
it insanely better with the blinkable aspect in this set.
Sure. I mean, when you attack would be better because then it would happen every turn for free, including the turn that you play it.
Yeah.
Which would be the most broken thing ever. Another most broken thing ever. It'd be like Alana and Helena level.
Yeah. It'd be a rare.
Yeah, at least a very, very strong uncommon. Yeah, I think this is like a C plus.
Yeah.
I'm playing this.
C plus.
It's good. All right, you're good.
3 top sentries, 3 and a green, reach 2/4. Reach whenever 3 top sentries enters, you may forage. If you do, draw a card. Oh. Also, the middle squirrel fully cracked out.
Oh yeah, it is big angry.
Yeah, that is a rabies taken the squirrel.
It's the assassin tier. The other two are archers, and it's like I'm about to blink behind them.
Yeah. Yeah.
How good is this? Is it a C or is it a C plus?
It's a C.
It's a C.
If you're super heavy in forage,
If
then
you're-
it's and you have if you have things that are triggering off of foraging, and it's just so many of them that you're almost always getting this payoff, then cool.
Is this one? Was that one drop a squirrel? No, it was a frog. It was a frog. Okay. If that one drop was a squirrel, that would be just so much more ridiculous. Yeah, I mean this is good with that 2 mana card, right? That basically gives you 2 forages and like can get this back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty dirtily.
But also this card, the green black, the one and then dual green black squirrel that whenever you forged put a 1/1 counter on target creature.
Yeah.
Like those kind of things.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously this thing is good being blinkable if you have a bunch of forages. Yeah. So I could see this playing like a C plus, but it's probably just a C.
Sure.
Wear down, when in a green, sorcery. Gift a card, alright? Destroy target artifact or enchantment. If the gift was promised, destroy 2 target artifacts and enchantments. You're not main decking this, ever. So, in best of 1, unplayable out of 10.
F.
Potentially good in other formats, maybe. Like destroying 2 for wanting at 2 mana. I guess it's even because it gives them a card, but it's interesting. Oh, we did it! We ended with an F. Now we only have artifacts and lands, which will go quickly. Oh, are there basically no artifacts? Went from multicolored to land. Alright.
They're definitely artifacts.
Artifact 1. Take it, Gabe.
Form Harvester. 3 colorless. For a shapeshifter, so it's all types, changeling, reach. Also, quick question. If something is a shapeshifter, does it innately have changeling?
I don't think so. I think they're also like clone effects or shapeshifters.
Okay, so the reason I asked that is because like for black market connections makes shapeshifters, but it doesn't expressly say that they have changeling, so I didn't know if they are
No.
all types.
No, they're not.
Okay. Has reach. Pay 2, put a target card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. And it's a 2 3
I mean,
3.
we've talked about there being grindy decks. This keeps you from drawing out.
Yeah, I mean, I think more than that, I think just this having changeling could be relevant. Like
It's
there are
true.
plenty of things that care about frogs or squirrels or specifically. I think this is best in
Lizards.
Selesnya rabbits.
Best than
More than
rabbits? I would.
yeah, because there were a lot of cards that cared about rabbits. I felt like in those colors.
I think this is best than Simic. Because there wasn't a ton of lizards, but there were some things that cared about lizards. There's things that cared about I feel like there's so many creature types between those two. There's like
You also
lizards,
don't care
raccoons.
about blinking this, so you can put the 1/1 counters on it, and it has reach.
Yeah. Well, also I feel like Simic was so dirtily it could actually draw out its deck. So that's
Yeah,
where the second
right.
part comes in. Spellcasting could also maybe draw its deck.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is still like a D plus.
yeah.
Bumbleflower's Share Pot. 2 mana artifact. When it enters, you make a food. And you pay 5 to destroy target non-land permanent.
Whoa.
Huh. That's a common.
I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, I mean, that's slow. It is 7 all in from nothing, which is a lot.
It's a free forage, and then destroy something.
So sometimes we see this as like a 1 cost artifact that like does 6 tap blow up. So 7 is like the combined
Yeah.
cost where they price this. It seems like, but the fact that this gets you a forage slash a slowdown, this might, and we've said things are grindy. This might be really good.
I think this is good. I think this is a B.
Oh, buddy, I don't think it's a B. It would be wild if it's a B.
I said C.
C.
I
Oh,
meant C.
okay. Yeah. I think it could be a C as well. I was like a 0 or a 2 mana common artifact. That would be a B.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
That would be insane.
Yeah, it kind of ruined the format. Yeah, I think it's probably a C.
Next year.
Yeah, I'll try it out at a C.
Yeah.
But it's like it doesn't really build around in anything. I mean, it's better obviously in forage than most, but
Yeah. It's in green black.
all right, here we go.
Yeah. Fountain Port Bell, 1 colorless artifact. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, and then shuffle and put that card on top. Pay 1 and sacrifice it, draw a card. If you're in 3 colors, I'm taking this.
Yeah. What a weird card. So 2 mana, get a land, a basic land out of your deck and put it in your hand is pretty bad. Much worse than Rampant Growth.
Is this playable in other formats if it's any land?
If it was any land, yes, it'd be playable in other formats. If it was basic type, if it was like basic typed, it might even be playable like in Modern or something that cares about like Delirium, like all the different card types.
Very good.
But I'm thinking, so that's what I was saying. At 2 mana, I think this is unplayably bad. Like, unless you're really desperate in 3 colors, like you said, if there's like no other fixing. But I wonder if it is actually playable at 1 mana. Because like you play it, it fixes your next land no matter what. Yeah. And then in 1 inefficient turn, you can cash it in.
Yeah. You're all in for 2 on this. I don't think this is bad.
Yeah. I'll give it a D+, but it might even be a little better. It might be a little better than D+.
That looks, and this is a card I would always assume to be bad.
Like, there is a chance.
Interested to see how much you're doing like 3 colors in this format.
There is a chance that if you do this on 1, it's actually pretty good. Like, specifically on turn 1. And then late game, it's a May. So late game at full on cycles for 2.
Oh,
you don't have to get the land.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
So it's not...
That makes it a lot better.
It's not dead late. It does trigger prowess because it's a non-land, or not. It's a non-creature.
Yeah. Jeskai.
Yeah.
You're running 2 of these in Jeskai. Two
Hopefully
of
not.
these in 3 of the otter draw spells.
Hey, remember whatever that blue class thing was that we were like, this doesn't make any sense because it was non-creature. It was gives you a surveil. What was it
Yeah.
every time? Every
Surveils
time you
you.
play a non-creature, non-land card.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
I don't remember the rest of it.
Maybe this actually works in like the weirdest version of the prowess deck. Heirloom Epic. Is this me? This is me. Yeah. Heirloom Epic. 1 mana for an artifact. Pay 4, tap, draw a card. For each mana in this ability's activation cost, you may tap an untapped creature you control rather than pay that mana.
What does that mean?
Its ability Convoke. This card's broken? This card's broken?
You're taking this at all times?
Is this card broken? This card's broken? I think this card's broken.
So if you're in 2 colors, this can cost 2.
It has nothing to do with colors. It just has straight up Convoke for creatures. Like, it's just, do you have 4 untapped 1/1s? It costs 0.
Yeah.
But you have to tap them all. But it's 0 mana, draw a card, tap 4 creatures.
Yeah. What?
This seems kind of broken. So if you have those Electromancers that are not the Electromancers, the ones that untap when you play the pingers, right? That untap when you play a non-creature spell.
Yeah.
That's pretty good with this, right? Because like you still get you like tap 2 of them or whatever. This costs 2, draw a card. It's an action. Play the action, untap them, ping them. Obviously, you can.
Can you tap something that has summoning sickness?
Yes.
So you play this turn 1. Turn 4, you play the 3/1/1 in white creator and just tap this immediately.
Yeah. It also works well with like Offspring, right? Because if you ever have like
yeah.
2 other, like, you just Offspring, tap both of those things, and like 1 or 2 other things, maybe pay 1 mana, draw a card.
Is this a B plus?
I think this could. I mean, it's very heavy white. It would seem. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. We haven't really seen anything else that can crank out creatures fast enough, other than white, to really make super advantage around this.
But that's a draw for me.
Maybe it's just playable in anything.
This is always just good. This is playable in anything. It's just drawing you a card.
It's sorcery speed
every time.
If it was instant
Red, white,
speed,
everything is little, and you're just like emptying your hand super fast. So even that's like, oh, turn 6, I have nothing else to play in my hand. I'm just gonna draw.
It is sorcery. It is sorcery speed. If it wasn't sorcery, so like you can't block with the creatures, etc. If it was instant speed, this card would be actually broken. But it's sorcery speed, so it's probably like a B minus, unless you really get there on 1/1s. But then you're trying to be aggressive, right? So like you're not really trying to dirtle with this, and you can't even chump block with them because you're tapping them for this. But maybe you're just using it to draw a card.
And tap things and then blink them.
Weirdly, I think this is going to, a majority of the time, cost 3 to use, would be my guess. For some reason.
Yeah.
I don't think you're often tapping 4. You're like tapping 1 or 2 things.
No, I don't think you're almost ever tapping 4.
I think it might be best in red-blue. Again, if you can get those untappers, like that, I think is actually the best way to use these. Because then you're getting it for free, basically. The mana reduction. Yeah, I'd have this like B minus and like build around. It's maybe even better. Wild card. Love the art. Really weird that it's an artifact too.
Yeah, beautiful art.
Right, you.
Patchwork Banner, 3 colorless artifact. As it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Those creatures get +1/+1. Add 1 mana of any color.
How good? How good is it? This is a hard
So
one.
much tribal in this.
Yeah. What are you naming more often with this? Rabbit?
Uh,
Rabbit? Mouse?
Otter, mouse,
I don't think you're naming
squirrel.
otter. Otters are too big. Squirrel maybe.
If you're in blue red,
You're probably not playing this in blue red. I guess it does trigger prowess.
it triggers prowess and it immediately taps for mana.
There's not a ton of otters. I feel like the otters are like the medium to big sized creatures.
Oh,
They're like the bigger. It's like raccoons, right? Like you're not probably not naming raccoon with this. Otters aren't big as the raccoons, but they're close.
think
Huh?
play this in anything. This is absolutely the best in Selesnya.
Yeah, green white exactly. Green white is definitely the best because then you can mouse or rabbit, and you're happy with either one of those.
It's for sure the best in that.
Birds,
Honestly,
birds.
the next best is probably birds because they're flyers, and then the
Birds.
next best after that is probably bats
Yeah, pretty good with bats.
because they're flyers.
And it's not bad with otters again because it also like cracks prowess is pretty high. See what is this? Is this like a B minus? A B?
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Do you really want to be pretty heavy in one creature type, if
For
possible?
sure. I mean, I think you innately want to be that way in this set anyway.
Yeah, I feel like squirrels and rabbits are honestly the two easiest ones to force. With like maybe
Yes.
mice if you really get there. Like this with this card with the offspring mouse, right? That makes like the double valiant pump all your mice.
Yes.
That's the most
Yes.
overrun nonsense in the game. All right, short bow. 2 mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 vigilance and reach, and it only equips for 1. The art is amazing. I want that bunny to be my pet. But also I don't because it deserves to be free and rabbits aren't really pets. That's a lot for one equip.
Yeah.
This is a very interesting equip power check because we have to assume it's bad.
So
We have to assume it's bad. So it doesn't give trample.
Charles bad.
If it gave trample, it's probably good. But it does not give
You know what I
trample.
think you know what I think it's probably the best in
Red
is
green
prowess.
prowess. Maybe. Yeah, I could see that.
It triggers prowess
It's
and they gives them for vigilance and reach, which they don't have a lot of ability to deal with.
It's really good in red green too because red green has the highest chance of giving something trample. At which point it's just absurd.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's also red green is also like the best at like applying pressure with big stuff. So like vigilance and reach basically says you lose no matter what. Both sides of this.
Yeah. Agreed.
And like imagine they have to double block to kill it, and then you're just like equip 1 on the other thing. You're just never getting through. This might actually be good. C plus. Yeah.
C plus?
I would consider C plus. Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe in equipments, but we'll see.
Yeah. We shouldn't. You should not believe. You should not believe this is a C plus. Let someone prove it to you. I'm a C.
The only reason I even said the prowess thing is because that at least does something when it ATBs initially.
The thing is like for 3 mana for permanent +1/+1 vigilance and reach. Like if that was a combat trick at instant speed, that's not great, but it's not terrible.
Yeah.
But the re-equipping for 1 is where you really have to pay attention for equipment because that's basically free.
Yeah.
And it makes everything like this thing makes 3 3s.
And you know what? It triggers Valiant.
Oh yeah, equipping for 1 does trigger Valiant too. This is probably a C plus because like it makes 3 3s beat any aggro or flyer deck guaranteed by itself.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's brutal.
Cool power check. All right, you're good.
Starforged Sword.
Another equipment.
Or an equipment. Gift a tapped fish.
It's funny.
When Starforged Sword enters, if the gift was promised, attach it to target creature. Equipped creature gets +3/+3 and loses flying.
Loses flying. Equip
As
is 3.
Otherwise,
Equip is 3. So you absolutely have to give the fish, or it's so bad it blows my mind. It is permanent +3/+3.
I think this is a D plus. I think this is a D plus.
I think you're probably right, but it's also tempting.
I mean, in like a crazy aggro deck,
Without
this
it
is
losing
great
flying,
because they can just block it. It's not like it has flat. If this had flash, I'd be in.
if they didn't lose flying? Would it be good then?
I don't care.
I think it's probably good then. Imagine the bat deck. You play the 2/3 for 3, and then turn 4, you're like, it's a 5/6 flyer that gains life when I attack. Like, this is pretty silly.
I mean, that would be really dumb and broken. But yeah, so you're right. You're right. Yeah, that would be hard to deal with. And there's obviously a ton of flyers and white blue. So
Yeah. I don't know. This is still kind of tempting because, like, yeah, the re-equip for 3 isn't exciting until you're out of cards, and then it's the most broken thing on the board by far.
yeah, it for sure is.
I don't know. It equipping for free. I still agree it's like a D plus, but it's tempting.
We'll see.
All right. Tangle Tumbler, 3 mana, Vigilance 6/6 vehicle. 3 tap, put a 1/1 counter.
Can you acknowledge what's happening in this art first?
Oh my goodness, we should. What is it?
It is a gaggle of raccoons coming out of what looks like a nettle cyst.
It's like a bushwag tree raccoon poro snowball.
Yeah.
There's like a machete sticking out of it.
Mere sphere.
There's like a broom, a machete, several knives. This is big scary.
Yep.
Right,
Terrifying.
it's a vehicle, a 6/6 for 3 vehicle with vigilance. All right, 3 untap to put a 1/1 counter on target creature. This also seems fine. Also triggers Valiant. Tap 2 untap tokens you control, specifically tokens. It becomes an artifact creature with vigilance.
What?
Yeah, this seems broken. This seems absolutely broken in white.
Why is this raccoons?
Because you can do that at
Make
instant
tokens?
speed. It can just immediately block. It can just immediately block. And it's any tokens, by the way. Food can do this.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, the carrot cake single-handedly does this.
Yes.
This card is dumb. What?
This card is dumb.
Food.
Why are there good artifacts in this deck?
Yeah, in this set. So green can do food, but in offspring decently, but isn't as fast. White really does this. Carrot cake is probably the most streamlined way to do it.
This is a 6/6 vigilance for 3.
Yeah, I know. And you can just like carrot cake. It's blocking as a 6/6 immediately on turn 3, and then it's attacking. It's attacking as a 7/7 potentially because it has vigilance, so it can still tap and put a counter on itself. It's almost certainly going to put a counter on something else, but
Yeah.
this is puzzling. This one's I don't it's like a B plus. I mean, it's so specifically Selesnya. It's like mind blowing, right? Like blue's not playing this at all. I don't think
It could be in green black. I think squirrels could play it because they're making food.
Offspring and food, yeah. But Selesnya, this is a B plus probably in Selesnya.
Place for it, yeah.
Outrageous, because it just even in the late game it turns your 1/1s into a 6/6.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Yeah. Or even in the food deck, again, imagine the Eternal Witness. Like, they managed to get through this thing once, but you have leftover food, so then you're like, turn 6, Eternal Witness this back into play. Like 3/2 and a 6/6 on turn 6. Good night. Yeah, this is like a B plus in Selesnya. Wow. Shocking. Right, you're good.
Crazy. 3 tree mascot. 2 colorless for a 2/1 changeling. Add 1 mana of any color, only once each turn.
Filters 1. Changeling.
It filter.
Yeah.
Changeling filter.
This might be playable just from the Changeling, honestly.
Yeah.
If you have a lot of like this energy typal sort of stuff, I mean,
And you don't have to tap it. So like once again, this is like a possible target for like 1/1 counters or other
yeah,
things.
this is like a C minus, but like
Hmm.
this is maybe the least upset I am to play a C minus. It's just it feels
Yeah,
good. You're like, I need a little more creatures, energies. I might
yeah,
need
yeah,
some
yeah.
filtering. You know, here we go. I like to be encouraged
Yeah.
to do 3 colors because I'm stupid.
Big fan of
This
this.
does it. This does it. Oh, we're to land. We're almost done,
Wow.
Mango. Oh, he's recording.
Yeah,
The
get out
one
of here.
time I'm recording you, you turn around and look.
Perfect.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, though.
Yeah. Hidden Grotto. This one's you, right?
Yep. Surveil land. No, I actually just did the
Okay.
bird.
When it enters Surveil 1, I'm pretty sure we've seen this is good, right? And then it taps for a colorless and 1 and a tap to filter. Didn't is this a
Yeah.
just a straight up reprint?
Yeah, yeah. We've seen Hidden Grotto before.
Yeah. This is really good, right?
Same name.
We
Yeah, it's usable.
we care about threshold, we care about foraging, we don't hate the filtering.
Yeah. Yep, yep, yep. All those things.
So like you really like this if you're splashing 1 color, and you really like this if you're splashing a 3rd color.
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
in a heavy 2 color deck is where it's its worst, probably. And
Still not that bad.
if you don't care about the graveyard at all, it's also probably not worth it. But there's quite a bit of caring about the graveyard here, so
Yeah.
yeah, I like it. I think this is probably like a C, but I take it at a C plus because I'm crazy. Oh yeah, there's a cycle of these. Take this one.
Lily Pad Village. Tap to add colorless. Tap to add blue. Spin this mana only to cast creature spells. And blue tap Surveil 2. Activate only if a bird, frog, otter, or rat entered the battlefield under your control this turn.
So 2 mana Surveil 2,
Whoa.
but only if something entered, which is going to be better in Simic, right? When you can bounce, you have a higher chance of doing that for like close to
Yes.
0 mana.
Close to 0 mana.
But let's just talk about these on their face. They're straight up untap lands where they can
Yep.
they can only tap for colored mana for creature spells. I think all of them are like that. Which
Yep.
if blue is like that, then surely the rest of them are.
Yes.
And they can tap to add a colorless for anything. So I think all of these floor is like a C plus, right?
I agree.
And this one I think is
It's a
one of the
land
better
with,
ones.
like, legitimate upside.
Yeah, this I think is one of the better
Like-
ones. Surveil 2 for 2 mana is pretty cracked.
Yes. Yes. Honestly, good thing this is not green or black because the squirrels would be pushed.
Yeah.
Because this and the forage.
Yeah, this will get you threshold.
Okay.
This can get you threshold.
For rats, it'll for sure hit you threshold.
This is probably still just a C plus, honestly. It does feel like it's straying towards B minus, but I don't think I'm taking this as a B minus. I mean, it's kind of Yahtzee for it to
No,
do its thing.
C plus.
I think it's still a C plus. All right. Lupin Flower Village.
Filter or late game thinning your deck and making sure you
Yeah.
have everything is
Late game, it's very good. So it might get close to a B minus. If you are grindy and the format turns out that way, then yeah, like
better.
on turn 7 or 8 or whatever, like ripping a 2-drop off the top and getting a Surveil 2 off of it is like crazy good. So
Yes.
right, Lupin Flower Village. It's the same thing, but it's the white one, so only creature spells have to add white. 1 and a white, tap Sacrifice. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a bat, bird, mouse, or rabbit from among them and put it into your hand, and that can be done in instant speed. So a land that for 3 mana
Whoa.
searches the top 6 for any of 4 relevant creature types in those colors. This one's close to a B minus.
Yeah.
This one might be a
This
B
is
minus.
Very good. This is a B minus.
Yeah, this is very
This
good.
might be a B.
It's I don't know. We'll see. It's very good. It's very good.
That's extremely strong.
It's very good. Yeah. Right.
Black, same thing. You can only pay black or only tap for black, casting a creature, but you can pay 1, including itself, and a black to tap it and sacrifice sacrifice it, return target bat, lizard, rat, or squirrel card from the graveyard to your hand.
So this one's better than the white one, right? Probably.
Yep.
Didn't we debate this? We were like, on average, how much better is it to go through the top 6 cards of your deck versus your entire graveyard? And I think on average, your entire graveyard is better.
Your entire graveyard, for sure.
So this is just better than the other one.
Yes.
Because, it's also better because it's purely deterministic, right? Like, you can't whiff. Like, you know how good this is going to be when you're using it. The other one, you don't. So yeah, this I'm very confident is a B-, and could actually reach B. Especially when you have forage mill stuff going on. Gross. Just again, imagine how this chains together. I'm telling you, dude, that Internal Witness Squirrel, like, I think you were a little underestimating it. Like, the more I see, like, if you start chaining it together, like, you play it, you forge it once, God forbid you blink it, but now if you're in black, we've now seen 3 things that can get stuff back from your graveyard in black. Because you just keep getting back the Eternal Witness that then gets back something else, and, like, you just do this value recursion loop.
Yeah.
It's pretty silly. Alright, the green one. Alright, green for creature spell. 1 green tap, put a 1/1 counter on a frog, rabbit, raccoon, or squirrel that entered the battlefield this turn that you control. So, again, 2 mana to put a 1/1 counter on something. This kind of makes me interested in the in that 1/1 counters energy card, honestly.
Yeah.
More so. We've seen quite a few 1/1 counters now, like the 1-drop and stuff.
Well, immediately after it, there was two additional.
Yeah, 2 very good ones, and also the 1
Very
drop, the 1-drop one, the other uncommon.
So yes.
Yeah, but this one I think is significantly worse than the other ones because, like, you're probably pumping small things with this in the late game, right?
Yeah.
Maybe this is best in red-green, actually.
No. I think this is best in frogs because you can do it with blinking.
Yeah, but blinking drops the counters, so, like, you do it once with blinking. Yeah, it's certainly not bad in there. But, like, red-green's probably going to use the counters, like, more effectively because you're putting it on, like, a 4/4 or something in the late game. But, yeah, it's still, like, a C+. It's good. All right. This one's interesting.
Village, the red one. Red, tap this card, or tap this land. Target lizard, mouse, otter, or raccoon you control gets +1/+0 and gains haste until the end of turn.
2 mana +1/+0 and haste is a house.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I think this is better than the green one, honestly.
Yeah, I agree. What would you say? C+?
Still a C+. I think it's still a C+. I don't think it's a B-. I think the ones that just straight up cash in for good action are the ones staying close to B-, and then the black one could be a B if you've got some bombs.
Actual broken card, yeah.
Alright, I think we just got a couple more lands. Oh, here's the typical tap land, choose a color, and you get that color. This is like a C-. If you really need it, you'll play it, but you really hope to not. Maybe a D+.
You're taking it.
We're done!
Dun, 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 dun.
We're done.